Hello, welcome to Learning to Drum. I'm your host Adam Tevlin and we're in week 20, episode 17. Last week we learned the first half of the 16th note warm-up. We talked about the concept of rhythmical cells, meaning any combination of notes that fit inside one beat. Welcome to this week, and we're going to go through the second half of the 16th note warm-up. If you notice, on the first half you had 4 rhythmical cells, the same of each. And then the next measure, you had the focused rhythmical cell. In this first line, it would be 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. The next line would have been 1 and 2 and 3 and then the third line would be 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4. Okay. And then the last line, the 16th note rest being on the downbeat is 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. The next two lines below that, okay, that'd be lines 5 and 6. We notice that there's now 2 beats of each rhythmical cell, right? 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Okay, so you can see how that works. And then the next line after that is 1 each. And then the last line is just the focused rhythmical cell itself, back to back, repeated twice. So let's do that at 45 beats per minute. I hope you can keep up. And if you can't, that's okay. Take your time with it. So now let's do that at 45 beats per minute, the last 4 lines. Here we go. 1 E and 2 E and ready and play E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E, 2 E and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4. Oops. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Okay. It gets a little bit more involved, especially in the last 2 lines. So again, take it slow and making sure you can get the sticking down as well as the rhythm. Now, let's think about this a little bit easier, okay? I've explained that, okay, we have 4 each in the first 4 lines, and then the next 2 lines we have 2 each, and then the last of the lines, you know, if you're 1, 1, 1, and just the rhythmical cells. Well, let's notice something about the first 2 lines. And I'm going to go ahead and play the first 2 lines without the metronome, just so you can see and you don't have to play along with me. But if I were to silence one of those hands, so if I silence the left hand, it's going to sound like this. Notice the first 2 lines and what happens. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and E and 4 E. Next line, 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. What did you notice? The right hand does not change. So as I'm doing this exercise, on the ones that I'm focusing on my right hand, I just want to relax that as much as I can to get that free stroke happening. So now let's do the next 2 lines, and I'll be silencing the right hand. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and E and 1 E and. Okay, so you can notice that the left hand does not stop. When you're playing this exercise, that's just one thing to keep in mind. And you can see at the last line when we're doing those rhythmical cells back to back. Okay, it's kind of fun when you do it. Okay, so now I'm going to play it all at 75 beats per minute. And that might be a little bit too fast for you. Okay, but you can listen or jump on if you want. 2, 1 E and 2 E and here we go. And All right. So if you were able to hang with that, great, congratulations. If not, that's okay. We're taking it at your own pace. So you want to make sure you go slow. Come back and watch this episode again. You can be able to play along with it with me if you like to do that. If not, that's fine. Just have your metronome keep increasing. Okay, so that's the 16th note warm-up. And now, before we get into study number 8, we're going to introduce another rudiment. And that rudiment is called the single paradiddle or the paradiddle. There are different ways to play this rudiment, but how it's usually played is with the accent on the first of every 4 notes. If we turn to page 7, we're going to see that it's rudiment number 11 here in this book. And you can see the accent at the beginning. Now the sticking is different. It's not like the single stroke roll or the double stroke roll. Now you remember I told you 3 rudiments, the single stroke roll, double stroke roll, and flams. Any combinations of those 3 are other rudiments that we're going to learn. And in this case we see that we have 2 singles and a double. And that's played evenly. So it sounds like this. Left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, okay? So we go right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And you can play this with accents or without accents. You remember about the book stick control that I told you about last week? They have numerous of exercises that give different combinations of the paradiddle, starting it on the left hand or starting it on the right hand or inverting it. In this case scenario, we're going to play it with the accent. That's traditionally how it's played. And I'm going to play it open, closed, open. There is a flow to it. You know, I say I play traditional and matched, and so a lot of times I practice my rudiments. I'm practicing it traditionally. That's just how I play. But so there's a certain flow with that paradiddle, and notice how I'm kind of now starting to use a little bit arm movement when I'm playing those paradiddles. Same thing with the matched. There's just okay, a little just a give, okay? So you start to think about these paradiddles as, oh, they're just one movement. Daga, daga, gada, 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 gada. This rudiment was probably one of the most frustrating rudiments that I've ever learned. And this is when I first started out in the band program, when I was in junior high, but it was the grade school band program. So I was learning the paradiddle for the first time. And when I got home to practice it, I would get so frustrated because I could not go. I just would get confused, and it was really, how should I say, somewhat boring when I was going right, left, left. But take heart, because what you're doing is developing that muscle memory. So the longer you do it slow and get the feel of that rudiment, the better off you're going to be in the long run, okay? So what is the goal? So a good goal to have for paradiddles is at 85 beats per minute. If you can get there, that would be great. Now I would start slow, and I think 85 beats per minute would be a good goal to reach. So what would that sound like? Like this. You can play with me if you'd like, but you don't have to. 2, here I go, and okay? Now, you take that, and I'm going to bump it up to now 100, and you incrementally get faster with the metronome. I love practicing paradiddles like this. It's important to do the open-closed open method, but really with that metronome, it just keeps me more consistent. I line up with the evenness of those 16th notes, and to me, I think it just works out better. So here we go at 100 beats per minute. You don't have to play with me. 1, 2, here I go, and Okay? Now let's go up to 110. Okay? 120, 2, 1, 2, here I go, and. Okay, let's go up to 150. That is not my max, but I do want to show you what that might sound like. 2, 1, 2, here we go. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I need to work on paradiddles. Everybody does, but that's just one way to practice them. I've practiced them on the pillow as well, or my leg. Try out those different surfaces. Primarily, I would say work with that metronome and try to get in greater tempos. And you might have to start slow. And if I was in junior high, still in 7th grade, in the fall of, I believe, 1986, I believe, or 7. I'd have to go add and subtract some numbers, I'm not sure. But I would go at 40, and that might even be too fast, okay? Yeah, if I did this in junior high, I would get frustrated. Okay? All right, so I would probably go, well, that is the lowest it goes at 35, but left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And notice that I do have a downstroke on the accent, right? And the rest of the strokes in between the accents are low free strokes, okay? So I'm not, okay, relaxing, down, relaxing, down, relaxing, down, relaxing, okay? Work on those, and we'll review the paradiddles next week, probably maybe at 75 beats per minute, 80, we'll see. Next week, we're also going to be talking about lesson number 8, and since you've already learned the 16th note warm-up, this now is a good opportunity that you could try out these exercises here in study number 8. We're going to be doing natural sticking. By all means, give it a whirl. Well, now you know 5 rudiments. You know the flams, the flam taps, the single stroke roll, the double stroke roll, and now the paradiddle. So continue to work on those other rudiments and making sure that you are still trying to build up speed and you're doing them correctly. Until then, I'm your host, Adam Tevlin, and always remember to keep swinging those sticks. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much.